What is up, YouTube fiends? Today is the day we are going to install the new turbo mouthpiece, and we're going to do the crankcase ventilation reroute. So basically, get up here, I'm going to take this boot off for my cold air intake, loosen that band clamp that's around that mouthpiece that sits where it mounts up to the turbo, and then pop this fitting off where it connects to this mouthpiece and pop that back in. Take this big old hose, and I've got a copper fitting to mount inside of it, and run it up, over, and drop it down to the frame over in there. I got the hose from Lowe's. It was like, for 10 feet of it was like $20. The fitting was like $3, and then this mouthpiece I got off Amazon was like $38. I'll leave links in the description on the video. But yeah, it's pretty simple clamps. Pry this off of there, and get you a couple of hose clamps, put it around the fitting, and run it down, zip tie it to the side of the frame, and you're pretty much done. So all right, got it popped off there. We loosen that clamp. Need to just grab a pair of pliers out of the garage here, get that hose off. But just look at that like crummy buildup right there. I mean, that's just dumping right back into your turbo. I mean, look at the amount of residue and black tar that's just being sucked right back into your turbo. Not very good for it at all. I mean, just look at the difference in diameter, mouth diameter, and then just look at this, the nasty, just gross. It's yeah, it's a good thing that I'm getting rid of this and I'm rerouting that PCV. All right, I had to wrestle around that V band clamp a good little bit, but I finally got it on here. Also, another thing to note, there's a sensor that goes back here. I think it reads your vane position on these VGTs. I had to unplug it in order to get that in there, but now should just be putting the intake back together and hooking up that PCV reroute. All right, I am done. And it took a little longer than expected because I ran into a couple hiccups. The first being this copper fitting. Somewhere I'd read online that it took like a 1/2 inch, and that is way too small. But luckily, I was able to feed it in around that plastic piece, because this is 5/8 inch diameter, and just slid it over it and run a hose clamp on it. And I snaked it out, and I actually had that much left over, but I just, kind of dark here, but I just kind of dumped it right down into there. That'll be fine. And then also, I leaned on the mouthpiece, and it's a good thing I did because it came loose. I didn't have the V-band clamp completely around the entire circumference of it, and so I took the intake tube all back off, and then I made sure I got it all the way lined up, tightened it down, wiggled it, pushed on it, and everything else. So we should be in good shape now. So, I mean, on this mouthpiece, yes, it was only $40. I will say that on the cheaper ones, your tolerances are going to be greater. So your fitment, as most people know with, you know, aftermarket parts, is going to be a good bit looser. Which, you know, on this is a part that you want to make sure is tight. You don't want to. You don't want anything else getting in there other than air that's been filtered through. So, whether I would recommend it, I mean, yeah, you just really want to make sure that you get the clamp put on there and everything's secure. But other than that, I think that's a wrap on this one. I pick up my hat here. There is a car meet in Athens, Ohio on April the 8th. and I believe it starts at 6. It could start 5, but for some reason I want to say it's 6. I'm pretty sure it's 6 o'clock. So whether you got a neat old car, or a new car that you've modded out, or a truck, or a bike, or really anything that has a motor, bring it on down. The feller that's putting it on is the founder of Rags to Wrenches, which is a car club from Athens. Really good people, great guys. The biggest thing is, you know, just don't do anything to really draw attention. No burnouts or really super loud revving or anything like that, but it's normally a pretty good time. If you all's around, I would highly recommend swinging by. And also check out Josh's YouTube channel. It's Rags 2 Wrenches, like Rags 2 number 2 wrenches. And he posts a lot of Camaro content and stuff like that on there. But I think that's going to be a wrap on this one, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. All right, guys, it's next day. Didn't really get to film the results last night due to it getting dark. But yep, there she is. It's done. There's a PCV reroute going over. And yeah, it seems to really help the truck out a lot. Throttle response is a little bit better, and it seems like it don't have to work nearly as hard for boost now. Especially, like, I noticed at idle, I was normally running about 2 or 3 psi, and now it's like at 1 psi, but the spool up is just so much quicker. So if you have an LLY, I highly recommend doing the upgraded mouthpiece and the PCV reroute, and plus you're not pumping all the oil vapors and stuff back in through your turbo and just making a nasty caked mess. So tomorrow I will actually be going to my back windows. I think it came like this from factory. My back windows are like at 20%. As you can see, my front windows are a lot lighter. So I'm going to get my front windows matched, and I'm going to do a brow across the top, just so I don't have to deal with, you know, the sun when I'm driving. But that's going to be it for this one. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Like I said, April 8th, Athens, Ohio, car meet in front of the Athena Grand, the old University Mall parking lot. Be there, be square. We'll see ya.